Well, what I'm making here is some colloidal silver, and see what we got on the meter here. Six parts per million. That's good enough. I was going to do 7 or 8, but it's taking a little longer because it's the batteries are getting weaker. I'm using a 3 battery setup. Use the 4 battery setup. It's faster. You get bigger particles. The longer it takes you to make it. I use it with a magnetic stirrer. You can hear it spinning around in there. You don't spin it that fast. Just enough to keep it moving. And I use this to put this in. I'm going to put this now into cat food. I was putting it in the water, but really it's more important to put in the cat food because the cat food, actually both, because the cat food starts going bad after a while, even 5-6 hours if they don't eat it right away, especially if it's hot. So what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to put this stuff in the cat food. I tried putting it in cat food from last night. And then 10 hours later, food smelled very fresh. Usually it starts getting a little bit of a smell and I throw it away. But it was still really super fresh because it does, if you put enough of it in there, it'll extend the life of the cat food by at least 3, 4, 5 times. You know, or more than that even. It depends on how much you put in there. But I always put a little bit of water in the cat food to make a gravy. So instead of putting water, I'm going to put the colloidal silver, mainly to keep it fresh. But I'm sure it has some health benefits besides that. But just keeping the antimicrobial effect, keeping the microbes out of it, and it's being 100% non-toxic. Plus, who the hell knows with the ionic silver portion of it, it's going to help the cats produce some stem cells. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be taking a lot more of this myself. So, I think Boots, the Confederate cat out there, is right out there right now. I'm going to give him some meow meow food and put some of this in the can. Alright, so Boots was out here and I gave him a can with a little bit of, I mix it up in there. I mix it up in a can of colloidal silver. This food was out here since this morning. And if I stick my nose in it, it smells nice and fresh. Because I put a bunch of the colloidal silver in there and I mixed it up. And there's Dixie right there. See? So, and Paws was right here. I scared him away. He's still freaking nervous with me, so anyway. But this is a smart, very smart idea. The, you know, it's criminal. Well, you know what it is? People are freaking brain dead stupid, to be quite honest. If you, say, for instance, had some vegetable soup or something like that, and you didn't finish it off or something, and you had made a big giant pot of vegetable soup, homemade, and you put it in the refrigerator, say you want to keep it for a few days or whatever. So, well, if you put some colloidal silver in it, it's going to stay much, much, much fresher. Anything like that that's, you know, it's got some kind of liquid in it where you can mix it in there with it, mix some colloidal silver in with it. Doesn't matter what it is. Even though it's in the refrigerator, it's still going to get some microbes in it, even though it's, say, between, I don't know, 36 and 40 degrees. Well, you put that colloidal silver in there, it lasts several times longer. I mean, you've seen all the tests with leaving milk out, like in room temperature, put 1 glass of milk out without colloidal silver, and you put another glass of milk out there. I mean, I've known this for years. And you put some colloidal silver in it, and you can see one curdles up into nothing, and the other one stays fresh for, like, I don't know, like a week later it's still fresh, and the other one's all curdled up, you know. It's that damn good. You would think every kitchen would have a colloidal silver maker that, you know, say you're storing vegetables in there a little bit of water or something like that, you can go ahead and, here he goes, go ahead and freaking put a colloidal silver water in there. Anything like that. Any kind of liquid you have that you're storing in the refrigerator. It could be the milk too. Put a little colloidal silver in there. But it's like people are led around the nose by advertisers. There's no money in it. Because, I mean, if you had, I mean, you don't even need 4-9 silver. You really need the distilled water. There's more impurities in the, I know they said you use 4-9 silvers, but if you start doing the math, just simple arithmetic, about, you know, if you're making something with 5 to 8 parts per million, and when you're talking like 999 versus 9999 silver, and you're talking about 5 parts per million or something like that, it's like negligible. It's actually, the distilled water isn't even that pure. Even the stuff, double distilled water is not even that pure. So you don't even need 4.9 silver, but 4.9 silver is still cheap. I mean, you can get an ounce of silver for like 20 bucks, under 20 bucks now. And, you can make an extremely thick silver rod out of half an ounce of silver. So you have 2 silver rods out of a half ounce each for 10 bucks a shot. And you use rechargeable batteries in an LED light. And you got your little TDS meter. And I don't know, you can make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons of this stuff before that freaking silver ever wears out. So, and distilled water is only $1 a gallon if you buy it, or 88 cents a gallon, whatever the hell it is. So, but nobody does it, right? So what I'm actually going to start doing now is I'm going to try to drink at least a quart, but hopefully maybe a gallon of this stuff a day, because I'm thinking if the stem cell theory is correct, because I know Robert Otto Becker, he did just find that out. If they're doing like very scientific, accurate medical treatments with keeping the blood flow at the exact point of injury, with keeping ionic silver there at that time with a slight amount of blood flow, the ionic silver would cause the body to produce stem cells in the exact amount needed, and injuries would be completely recovered. Now, if you're taking it internally, it gets so super diluted. I don't know how much it's going to do, good it's going to do, but I'm going to try taking at least a quart, more like maybe a gallon a day. And that's a lot of stuff to make, though. It's going to eat up some time, but I'll see if I can get it down to a science and just keep making this stuff. But what I'm going to do is I have been starting to put it in the cat food. I was putting it in the water, then I forgot to do it. And I always change the water out. I always give them fresh food. If food starts looking bad, I just throw it away. But now, actually, it's probably saving more on cat food, because food that is like 8 hours old, when you have the colloidal silver in it, it's like I don't know, it's like it's only been out there an hour. It does stay tremendously different. I remember every time I gave gold digger food at night, by the morning, the food would have a kind of a smell to it. So I throw it away. Today, no smell. I threw it away anyway, but I said there was no smell, not at all. I stuck my nose in there. I couldn't smell anything. So obviously that was the colloidal silver treatment. Or actually, when you make it with the batteries, the simple way, it's not really colloidal. It's a mixture of colloidal and ionic silver. It's really both. It's both. It's both of them, So, it's cheap, efficient. Ionic silver's got some benefits. Colloidal silver's got benefits. Don't need to get nitpicky about it and say, oh, it's got to be this and that, and make it into a whole big production, because you want to get the best bang for the buck. But obviously it does keep food fresher much, much, much longer. People ought to be doing this in their kitchen all the time. Like I said, soup, vegetables, drinks, whatever. They put it in the refrigerator, afraid it's going to spoil, put a little colloidal silver in it. I mean, you're not going to be able to do this with breads or something. I mean, maybe you could spray a little bit on the top of the bread or something. I don't know, maybe that'll help. But with anything that's liquid, it'll work. So, and that's Boots' little child here, getting kind of big. Boots is the one I was just showing you. So that's Dixie. Paws, I don't know, Paws. I mean, these two guys, Paws and Dixie, the one with the white paws, and Dixie over here, it looks like Daddy the Boots, the Confederate cat. They're still kind of shy of me. Not Feather and Onyx. They're in the house right now. So, but I want to point this out because there's so many different things I'm doing right now that it's like I can't keep track of everything. I mean, I'm taking the carbon C60 every day. I take about 100 milliliters of it a week. All right, the whole full bottle of that a week. I'm doing over 20,000 units of vitamin C. I'm usually taking roughly about 5,000 of the vitamin D, probably 800 vitamin E. I take the Nature's Way Alive. Instead of taking 3 a day, I take 4. I take the trace minerals. I take the Dr. Willard water, alpha lipoic acid, CoQ10, the various oils like borage, flax, and fish oil, biotin. Jeez, I can't remember. There's so much that I'm doing. And Also, I'm using a Zapper 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours a day on 10,000 hertz. And I swear that damn thing is really working like crazy. I think it's a 10,000 hertz frequency because it's an energy and vitality frequency besides a number of things. That thing is actually doing a whole hell of a lot. Obviously, today we got rained out a lot, and I was just doing some other things I could do without getting involved in being outside in the rain. Rain stopped now. Of course, it's dark now. But so to all that, I'm adding, and plus I'm going to the gym most of the time and riding my motorcycle when it's not raining out. So adding to that, I'm also, you know, I'm going to start doing this Colloidal Ionic silver stuff, which I have to make every day and get a whole bunch of freaking distilled waters right now. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff to juggle. That's why sometimes I get on a kick for something and I don't really stay with it always. I've been staying with the Zapper, and I've been staying with the vitamin C and Nature's Way Alive whole food with vitamins. But I've always stayed with that. Some of the other stuff I've been kind of rotating. Oh yeah, I'm also taking the iodine too. So I've been remembering to do everything. Actually, I've been keeping a lot of those vitamins in the bathroom by the bedroom. So if I wake up at night, I'll pop some of them right there, and I kind of rotate them. I'll take the vitamin C at night, CoQ10, oh, the astragalus root, which is anti-aging, the niacin, saw palmetto, the lutein for the eyes. Use zinc, magnesium. Oh yeah, magnesium and zinc, which goes along with the vitamin D. Also, I always take the Dr. Carlson's vitamin K2. So there's a lot of different things I'm remembering to do, and I'm doing most of them. So sometimes I get off track with doing the colloidal silver. I mean, yeah, I could do the colloidal silver and the ozonated water, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's another thing too. Ozonating stuff kills all the pesticides. You know, that's another thing too. Somebody remarked about cat food, that if you had tuna fish or something like that, that it could possibly have mercury in it. Well, you know what? If you take that tuna fish broth and tuna fish and you put an ozonator through it, and it doesn't just kill microbes, it also destroys all toxins. Ozone will make any toxin inert. If you put a drop of dirty motor oil in some water, and you know, dirty motor oil can really contaminate many, many gallons of water, ozonate that water a lot, and guess what happens? That motor oil is totally inert. Ozone will actually destroy radioactive problems and toxins. Mercury, radioactivity, the whole 9 yards. Ozone will do that. It's not just antimicrobial. The colloidal silver, ionic silver, it's antimicrobial. It doesn't destroy toxins and radiation. But ionic silver, allegedly, oh, here's pause. He was up here. He was in this bed, and he was in that bed, and actually Feather was in that bed. But it doesn't, colloidal silver will, the ionic silver allegedly, well, I'll say it does, because you know, Dr. Robert Otto Becker did do the research on this. It does help the body produce stem cells. But, you know, when he experimented with it was in a localized zone. So, I mean, if you're taking ionic silver, I mean, it's getting super diluted throughout the whole entire body. So, I mean, I don't know how much good it's going to do for producing stem cells. But it can be utilized to make injuries, like, totally heal up, like, great. Like, he was regenerating limbs on rats, for crying out loud. You know, with this stuff. You know, he was defunded in the late 1970s when he found this out. Which tells me, you know, I'll give you he's going after a frog. It tells me he's not afraid of me now. He's too busy going after the frog. You going after the frog? You're not going to be afraid of me, are you? You're not going to be afraid? He's going to go right through me? There he goes. Too busy going after that frog, huh? There you go. But a lot of people don't know this. Like a lobster, I think it's a lobster that lives forever. They don't live forever because somebody eats them, you know, but they never age. I think it's a lobster. They never age. So the potential is there for us to live forever, as long as we don't get clobbered by some predator, you know. And so I'm going to experiment myself with this, this ionic silver and see how it works out, especially with all the other stuff I'm doing. We'll see what the hell happens, man. I swear to God, I know that Zapper's doing something. I mean, I've been like the Energizer Bunny, since I've been using that Power Zapper. I notice it makes a big difference when you use it a lot, but specifically that 10,000 or 4/9 frequency, 9999, 10 or 10,000, which, you know, it's within 100th of 1% of 10,000. You know, 99999 to 4/9. It's really the 4/9 frequency is energy and vitality. I can tell you, I think it really does work. Something's freaking going on. I don't think it's just damn vitamins. So, I was out there today looking for my chain brake tool for my Harley Davidson motorcycle chain brake. I found a bicycle one. I found my spark plugs for my Harley I couldn't find before. I found what do you call it? An oil filter I couldn't find before. I did have it. I knew I had another one somewhere. And I found the rear seal for the transmission on a Suzuki 4x4. And I found the front and rear seal for the Saginaw transmission on the what do you call it, on the El Camino. But I still have not found that chain brake tool yet. I was like, I'll find it. I found a lot of other stuff. I found an extra jug for the pistons. I found extra connecting rods. I found my extra cams. I knew where those were, but I don't know why the hell I can't find that damn thing. But I'll find it. So I was kind of tearing shit apart today looking for it. Right, Dixie? Where's this guy going? Where's he going? God, where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. There he is. He's going after a frog. See him? I don't know if you're boys or girls. We'll find out later. Anyway. If anything, the Colloidal Ionic Silver is going to keep your food much, much fresher. And that's going to be a health benefit right there. So, wait, boo-boo. Are you a girl or boy? You a girl or boy, huh? I don't know. At least he's not. I mean, I got the camera zoomed in, but I'm only like 3 or 4 feet away from him, so he's pretty. I think this one's a boy, maybe. They might all be boys. Maybe Feather had 3 boys, right? She said, "Weird, weird, weird, yeah." Look at this cat, huh? Oh, look at that cat. You get some kind of Colloidal Ionic Silver. Yeah. I'm going to make some more beds for him, too. I did those out of truck bed lining. I put the rug in there. This one I did. It's a box, so I double sprayed with like 3 coats of truck bed lining. And then I put, you know, after it dried, then I put a cheetah. I don't know if it's a blanket or a towel or just some material. It's like some soft polyester material. It's like 4 or 5, 6 layers thick. Paws loves that. It's like the cheetah. This is a bathroom rug that's in that one. Right? Yeah, huh? I guess these guys are getting used to me. Aren't you? Aren't you? Now if we go too close, you're going to run away, huh? Are you? You going to run away? Yeah. These guys get it pretty good, man. Oh, I found my air conditioning recharge kit too, man. I was like, "Ooh, I know what that is." I gotta get some of those professional roller toolboxes that got all the trays in them. Because I've outgrown these toolboxes. I mean, I got so many freaking large toolboxes. I gotta get some of those ones that you roll around and shit. It's got all these trays. See? Yeah. Can't see that one too good. He's there. You just hang out here. Right? Confederate cat form. And here's a flag. Yeah, huh? No wind. Anyway, over and out. Talked enough, but these are some very important things to know. It's like, you know, say for instance, I wonder if anybody ever tried, say you turn blue. I'm like, I don't believe that shit. I I've heard of people doing a gallon a day of that shit. You know? We'll see. I'm going to try it myself. But if I find out that in combination with all the other crap I'm doing, you know, like gastrogallus root, the niacin, all these vitamins, the carbon C60, the parazapra 10,000 hertz for 8 to 10 hours a day. If I find out that I'm actually, I don't really look old, man. I can tell you that right now. A lot of people look at me and say, where the fuck's your wrinkles? They really don't have any. So, I don't know. And I don't feel old. That's the other thing. Got a lot of energy. So, I don't know. We'll see. But these doctors, you know, my biggest fear is doctors, man. I'm afraid of those yo-yos to the max. They're evil. But hopefully they'll just listen to themselves. They'll be all dead and I'll be alive and keep going.